Vandeham Sri Guru.
The following is a conversation with His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on the 4th of May, 1976, in Honolulu, Hawaii.
The restaurant is very successful. Also, they have not advertised that, but every day at least about 50 people come for the lunch, and at least another 70, 80 people come in the evening for dinner. For a full meal, each person pays an average of about $2.50.
That's cheap.
All you can eat for $2. It's all you can eat.
For public, it is very cheap.
Very inexpensive. And if they advertise it, they won't be able to handle all the people that will come. Such a central location.
It will automatically advertise.
Yes.
When people saw there is a nice ISKCON restaurant and it is so cheap and so nice, people will come.
So,
just like in our Vrindavan temple, we don't advertise. Of course, necessary. People are coming by thousands.
Yes.
Same here.
I thought that's so long distance from the city. Nobody will come.
They're all
Balaram is so powerful. He's bringing, come on here. Otherwise, what is that? Flying? Jamuna was set.
Balaram.
And the whole Kuru dynasty was set.
Very good class of people are coming to the restaurant. Businessmen, like that.
And there is book display.
Oh yeah, there's a book
They're
display.
purchasing books.
Yes. They give them a Back to Godhead complimentary copy with the meal. And then they also purchase books. The buses are going on nicely. All the buses are out. 2 more buses are being made now. And
you are adding 2 more.
Yeah, well, we had almost finished 2. They'll be added in June. So that will make 8, total of 8. And they're having the normal program going on nicely. And Madhavisa Maharaj also went to visit the other temples. He said in Boston, they've gotten, I think they've already gotten it, right? That restaurant, Ambarish Prabhu has gotten a most wonderful restaurant there, just around the corner from the temple. So it will be very, very high-class restaurant with waiters. And
now this new restaurant being organized, other restaurant will call.
This restaurant down here, I just was there, Gorgovinda. He's the one who decorated it. First class. People really like it.
From the very beginning, I was asking to open restaurant and farm, produce ghee in the farm and send to the restaurant and make nice samosa, kachori and preparation. And there will be no scarcity of money. And if you organize in this way, your whole country will be transformed into Krishna conscious country. Whole country. Yeah? What about your China program?
Well, we went to New York to meet with Tse-Tung Maharaj's father. He was very helpful. We approached him in a frank way, and he immediately got the help of his office. He's the president of this Far East American Council.
Yeah.
Yes. In not only China, this is for all of Asia.
Oh.
It includes, as some of the persons belonging to it are just like the chairman of Coca-Cola, the Bankers Trust Company, first vice president, all of the big banks, Bank of America senior vice president, First National City Bank vice president, all of these men.
You can contract with all big men.
And he's the president of the council.
His father?
Yes.
Very spiritual.
Very. So he immediately got
You should be like father, like son.
He has the same name. It's just Junior at the end. So they know him.
No, intelligence also.
Yeah.
Father's intelligence, he must inherit. There is an Indian proverb. बाप का बेटा सिपाही का घोड़ा कुछ नहीं तो थोड़ा थोड़ा. The father's son and the soldier's horse, they acquire the quality, if not all, some must. If one is good soldier, his horse is also trainer. There is history in India. The horse has played heroic. Queen of Jhansi's horse, and this our Shivaji's horse. They have played a unique part in the history. Sipahi ka ghoda. It is an animal, but because it is the horse of a famous hero, it has played. Similarly, the son of father must be as good as father, if not to some extent. Yeah. So your father is the leader of so many big businessmen. You also become a leader.
Krishna.
Huh?
For Krishna.
Yeah. And you have got the intelligence. I have seen, I have studied you. Now you combine both of you, the intelligence. You turn the whole America, Krishna Mass. Then success, all world. America is the leader of the nations. Now if America becomes Krishna conscious, then our movement perfects its success. And you have got the potential in America.
The company is divided into two, the American branch of Seagram's and the overseas, which incorporates the whole world outside of America. His father is the president of overseas. So his father has all connections with all of the embassies overseas, all of the big corporations overseas.
So all these big men, let them have one set of books and study. It is not any expenditure for them, but at their leisure hour, they read some of the lines. They are all intelligent men. They will get ideas. What is this Krishna consciousness? Through the influence of Father, just try to introduce our books to these big men. It is not they keep that in the library, and at leisure hour, if they simply glance over the line, it will be great.
And their sons will also read it.
Their sons also read it.
Already my father has noticed in his travels that some of his friends, their sons have joined our movement now too.
Janjaracharati srestha lokasta dhanuvatata. If these big men of the world, they take it, yes, Krishna consciousness movement is genuine, naturally. It will be followed by the other. So here is a good opportunity to contact a big man of the world. So utilize it properly. You, both of you are intelligent, very cautiously deal with them. They understand that all these people are very honest, men of character and high knowledge and God. That will make our movement.
His father is encouraging us in the sense that he's seeing just to do it, like whenever we visit him, we come in our suits. And his father's seeing that he's encouraging him also because he's taking some, what he calls a very responsible position. We're attempting to do some business. First thing we did when we went back is after meeting him, we got many books on China. We read about 25 books. We studied up very thoroughly and researched everything about China. Here's a book, The Religious Policy and Practice in Communist China. It describes everything about religion there. So we thoroughly read this book. Then there's other books on education. We read books on history.
Chinese people, they're trying to raise their standard of civilization.
Yes.
Do they?
Well, Srila Prabhupada, their philosophy is called dialectic materialism. They want to advance materially. And we have prepared one report of a interview with the president of a committee on United States and China relations. He's one of the leading experts in China. So after researching and studying, we went and spoke with this gentleman.
And we made up a report which we wanted to read to you because it gives everything very nicely. It tells what China is doing now, what our program can be for book distribution.
What is their aim? After studying on this book, what do you think? What is the aim of China? What is the objective they are making progress toward?
Their aim is that everyone should be materially comfortable. That there should be no, they have created...
In that case, they should, if they have got sense, that in the whole world, these American people are materially comfortable. But why they are producing hippies now?
They see this as a fault of the system, capitalism. They say that the capitalism means the enjoyment of the few at the
materialism means capitalism.
Well, they want communistic materialism. In other words, by creating farming communes, everyone will get equal portion of food and bedding and clothing and medicine.
That is not the fact. As a man, tendency is that everyone wants to get more. How they will check it? This is already proved in Russia.
They condemn Russia. They say Russia is a failure.
Similarly, they will have to condemn. If they follow the wrong path, they will have the wrong result.
Their leader, Mao Tse-Tung, he was very austere, and he is very moral, and he has these purges where he takes the men who he sees are not, or are trying to use their position for their own power, and he takes it away from them. And they're constantly going through these purges of their system to ensure that no one enjoys more than others at the expense of others.
So,
artificial love.
That is artificial.
Yeah.
Unless one is prepared to, just like why they are inducing person to sacrifice their accumulated wealth for the state. Why? Communist idea that everyone should be equal. So if somebody has more than others, they want to take it away.
Yes.
And just like in India, this policy is now going. So, everyone should give away. But now it is being done by law, by force. But that will not stay.
But we agree, yes.
We also agree it's a failure.
Huh?
It's bound to fail.
Yes. Unless you voluntarily give, it will be failure. You will try to find out means how you can take everything, just like income tax. The government is trying to take more money from the public, and public is hiding that in black money. This is going on. Nobody is, even your Nixon, he also hidden some money from the income tax. Why? He is the head of the government. So one side, he is the head of the government, tries to take money from the public, but he personally himself is hiding. Why this defect?
They will say that the system encourages man's greed, where their system...
You cannot change the mind. If you have got mind to enjoy more, by force, if I try to force you not to enjoy, give to the state, this is a struggle. This is not a perfect process.
They say that that will be corrected by education.
Education, that means what is that education?
They say that they don't, of course we say education means Krishna consciousness.
Yes, education means they must learn to sacrifice everything for the topmost.
Well, they say the topmost is the general mass of everyone, the proletariat, all people combined.
That's all right. But you know how to make general mass of people happy. That example we give, that the whole body, you can make the whole body happy simply by supplying food to the stomach. That is the best way. And if you want to make happy every part of the body, individual, that will never do. You must know where to touch. Just like the huge machine is going on by the expert manipulation of the pilot. He is pushing one. Immediately the plane becomes. So you must know where to touch. If I am layman, I am put into that. Then instead of putting here, instead of my here, and then it will go down. It will go on. So this is nature's way, that you supply food to the stomach and the energy will be distributed every part. You supply water to the root of the tree, it will supply everywhere. That you must know. Otherwise, if you just like, if you do not know, expert, not man expert, so his advice gives to the food, to the stomach, and in a way, the whole of the body. If he does not which hole, then he will put sometimes here, sometimes here, sometimes here, sometimes here. It will never happen. Then you must know the science, how to make everyone happy. If you do not know that, your imperfect imagination will never be. And that has become everywhere. Why there is difference of opinion in those of the communistic countries? Why there is difference of opinion between Russia and China? Because most of you do not know how to make everyone happy. That is the point.
China has achieved great material strides in the last 20 years. There is no prostitution. They have wiped out flies, no more flies causing disease. There is, and they look to a very bitter past of exploitation at the hand of foreigners and internal civil war and great suffering and starvation. So when they look back over 20 years, they see, oh, we have advanced greatly. So they are very satisfied.
If they are actually progressing, they will have to come to that point that is natural, where means placing your service, you can serve everyone. That is the right conclusion. But we have got that right conclusion. If you take from us, you can make immediate. But if you want to waste by your research work, then you can waste your time. But you have to come to this point. That is a fact. Just like you have to give food to the mouth. If you do not know, out of Rascal-Mao, you experiment here, you experiment here, you experiment here, you experiment. There are so many more. You go on experimenting and waste your time. But unless you come to this point, that food has to be supplied here, you are all attempted it. That you have to do. But because you cannot supersede nature's way. Nature's way is the food must go through here. You cannot change. You are not above nature.
They say that you can become above nature.
That is foolish. That will make them tell you.
Oh yeah, they will.
That will make them tell you. Tell them. This will make them tell you. If you are so foolish that you want to go above nature, then you are full number one. It is not possible. It is not. then you are following wrong path. If you are imagining like that will surpass the laws of nature, then you are full number one.
In that respect, they're just like the Americans and Russians in the same way. They're thinking we can overcome the stringent laws of nature.
No, that is the foolishness.
Yes.
Mura. Namang duskitanam mura. So long they will have this impression that they can overcome the laws of nature, they will continue to become mura. Which way you have surpassed nature? First of all, that if you are thinking like that, which way you have surpassed nature?
They say, for example, before we began our agricultural development, there was very poor agricultural produce all over the country due to lack of proper water. Now we have laid huge irrigation systems and there's no more drought.
But that is nature's way. Nature is supplying you water. That is nature's way. That means you are making perfect according to the nature's way.
Yeah.
But nature gives you water, you produce profusely. But if you want to go over the nature, you produce without water.
I can't.
Then we shall see that we have surpassed the laws of... The laws of nature is, there must be water. Nature is supply. And you are trying to imitate. But if you say that we can pass the nature's law, then you produce without water. Then we shall see that we have gone above. This you are following the natures. That is not surpassing. That is following little property. Now you have arranged for water. That's very good. But if nature pours water, then you save so much labor. Do you know that? Our nature will supply water profusely. You haven't got to make artificial arrangement for water. Do you know that? Ask them. We know that.
Formerly, their society was very much like the Vedic culture. There was the emperor and
the Chinese people were coming, taking knowledge from everyone was coming. So now, argument that if you are following the nature's way, nature supply water. That is a fact. There is cloud, nature supply. Now, if you want to surpass nature, then you produce in the factory without water food grains. Then we can understand that you can surpass. As you are producing instruments and so many other motor cars and these, that, so many in the factory, that's all right. In the factory, you produce food grains without water. Then you have surpassed nature.
They can't do it.
No. Then where is the question of surpassing nature? Make them fool in every point. These are things. By argument.
unfortunately, they do not teach any philosophy anymore. They have done away with all...
This is not philosophy.
Yes.
This is philosophy. It is science. Without water, you cannot produce. This is science. This is not imagination. So if you want to surpass nature, then you do practically. Why should you try to bring canal water or well water? Don't bring. You cannot surpass the law of nature. That has to be accepted.
Their main point is that they want to manipulate expertly the laws of nature.
And that means that they waste their time.
Yeah.
Therefore, it requires many births to understand this law. Bhavanam janmanam arte jnanavanam.
And they're going away from this kind of understanding. They had a heritage of philosophical understanding, correct philosophy. They were very, for instance, their whole system during the time of Confucius, up until 200 or 300 years ago, their system was they had a monarchy, a king, an emperor, and the emperor was believed to be the representative of God. and it was Vedic. The Brahmin, they had a Brahmin community. They called them scholars who were advising. And they had administrators, and they had workers. Now the current communists, they're against that system. They say this system was the worst system of all because it made some big and some small. Because naturally it became...
And you are doing the same thing. Otherwise, why you are reforming? Who is reforming? Unless the one class is very intelligent. The same system. What is that rascal's name?
Mao.
So he is supposed to be intelligent. He is supposed to be intelligent. So the two classes are already there.
Well, he says everyone can be equally intelligent.
That is another thing. But these classes must remain.
For instance, what they do is...
teacher class and the student class.
No, here's what they do. They take the teachers. This is one of their programs. They take the teachers and they send the teachers out into the factory and into the farms for years.
Anywhere you send, the student and teacher class is there. You change the name, you change the process, it doesn't matter. But the student class and teacher class will always remain. That is your foolishness. You are simply changing different names. But the originally, as planned by nature, that is always there.
They say let the factory worker teach, the teacher.
Anyway, teacher class, Rascal, it is teacher class. You make a teacher class.
They say everyone should be teachers.
The should be means not.
No, they're making everyone teachers.
I mean making means not.
They're trying to make...
That is all right. The classes, two classes are there. You cannot change them. Trying, making means to.
Artificial.
Huh?
It's artificial.
Yes.
Just like they let the students teach the teachers.
That's right.
They do that.
The teachers, sometimes you become teachers, sometimes you become...
They're trying to create a society where there are no superior and inferior.
That is not possible.
Classless society.
They are taking themselves the superior position to make equal.
Yes, that's a fact.
Yeah. Just like some of the rascal Swamis come here. There is no teacher, no teacher, no need of books.
Then why do we need that?
These rascals are writing books.
Yeah.
So there is no need of it.
That happened. One Swami said, now meditation means don't think of anything. So then one of our men went to the meeting, raised his hand and said, then why do we need you? So he got very angry. He said, if the mind should do nothing, what do we need you for?
So what is his reply?
He told his men to usher our man out. His men got very agitated because there was no reply. He couldn't give a reply. So they asked our man to leave for disturbing the sleeping of the public.
Anyway, the whole world is rascal. They manufacture and spoil time, their own time, their others' time. That they are rascals. Don't try.
Told me yesterday that.
Reject them. Yeah. But there is good potential in your country. You do peacefully here. If they are rascals, means stubborn rascals.
Well, you cannot imagine how rascal it is. That's why we wrote this report. I mean,
then don't try. Don't waste time.
It's the Christians. They have a boat 200 miles off the China coast, and they put little Bibles in cellophane bags and let the Bibles float into China. Balloons. That's how hard it is to preach there.
That is also not.
No, it's nonsense, but I mean, the point is how difficult it is. We have outlined...
Don't try. Don't waste time. Don't try. Better try in your country. You have got enough field, and they are intelligent, and they are favorable. So why should we waste our time? There is no need. If you make your country, America, God consciousness, Krishna consciousness. They are already. That will be example to the whole world. These rascals' program will be failure. Rascals. Today or tomorrow. They will never be successful. That is not possible. If they have so foolishly declared that we are going above the laws of nature, the first class rascals, which is impossible. What they have conquered over the nature, these rascals will not die.
No, it's still there.
Then what is it? The rascals will not become old men. So what they have surpassed laws of nature? What? Simply making the teacher student and student teacher. Simply wasting time. Better you utilize your father's position but for introducing our books to these high-class men. Just you are trying to introduce books in the university libraries. Similarly, try to introduce these books to the high class.
Then your father would give letters of introduction.
And that is not difficult. These men, they have got enough money. If they spend $1,000 for our books, there is nothing for them.
Sure isn't. One of your disciples, Pragosha, he's the biggest book distributor practice. Tripurari trained him up. He's now starting a program of meeting with these executives and doing just this. He's working in New York, and he's developing a program like this.
Now in India also, they're trying. Jasmati, Jatlanandan's report is that he approached one head librarian in Andhra Pradesh, and he has Karnataka.
Yeah.
Karnataka province, educated province, Karnataka, South India, Karnataka is very educated. So he has immediately ordered 30 sets of books in different languages. He has appreciated so much.
And the professors in Bombay, some of them are already reviewing Prabhupada's books very favorably.
So you just touch the topmost man. But if someone or other, he could see some of the topmost men of the China, kindly read our books. Actually read them.
You can't approach those men.
Then give it up. If it is too difficult, don't waste time.
It's not only difficult, it's impossible.
And then don't waste time.
Completely impossible.
Give up the child.
It may be possible in 50 years from now.
That's all right. Our descendants will try for that.
Yeah.
But let us try where it is favorable. Don't waste time.
I mean, we were really, just looking for any loophole, but there's no loophole.
No, that's all. We don't care. Nature's law is so strong that they are also trying to knock their head in the wall. They themselves break their head. The laws of nature is the same. If you try to break the walls from this side, and if they try to break the walls from that side, both of them will lose their head. So if they are so foolish, then foolish. Everywhere, such foolish men are there. They are trying to overcome the laws of nature. That is the greatest foolishness. That is the greatest foolishness. Just like government has got police force, military force, and if somebody tries to violate the laws of government by defying police force and military force, futile. Is it possible? That I shall defy the government law. No, there is police force, there is military. I don't care for it. It is simply. Similarly, these laws of nature make the force of the Supreme. So if you want to defy, you make wasted time. And practically, Krishna said, here I have enforced this miserable condition of material life. Janma mrityu jara vyadhi dukkha dosha. First of all, surpass this. Janma Mrityu Jara. Then talk of surpassing the laws. Can the communist overcome stopping old age? No communist will be old man. Then what way you have surpassed the laws of nature? No communist will die. Then where is your surpass? Ultimately you are under the grip of laws of nature. So what is the meaning of this foolish talking that I am going to surpass? So as first of all.
Their goal is not so broad. They just want to control the flushing of the river.
The little children's foolish. The children just like imagining so many things. I shall do that. The potter's imagination. You know that? Potter's imagination. You do not know this story? One potter is selling earth and pot. And he is saying that now these 2 pies, it has cost me 1 pie, I shall make 1 pie's profit. Then I shall make such profit, I shall invest again. I shall make another profit, and this way I shall become millionaire. Then I shall marry, and my wife should be very obedient. And if he does not become obedient, I shall give him a kick like this. And he, whatever one pot was there, he kicked that pot and it broke. It broke. Again, I'm poor man. So, and this is like that. Imagine this. Imagine this, I shall become so great that I shall kick the Tesla and whatever pot he has broke. Rascal, simply rascal. If anyone thinks like that I shall surpass the laws of nature, then madman. Madman. Now what is the use of dealing with madman? And as soon as you challenge them, they show us that we have surpassed the laws of nature. Yes, we are trying in future. No, this is the reply. So it is better to avoid such. But if you peacefully can introduce, all right, you will do, you are a wonderful man. So kindly, if you read some pages of this, it is not very costly, you can give. At leisure hour, you can do. In this way, imploring, then they will be benefited. That much we can do to any rascal. He sadhava, tagadameva vihayadura, Tse-Tung Chandra. Oh, you are so nice. Therefore I am flattering you. I am humbly obedient. Kindly hear one thing. Keep some books. It is not very costly. But this much you can do. And let them become puffed up by their false notions. But if they keep some books, sometimes they will read or their sons will read. Therefore I am stressing so much on books. That if these puffed up rascals take some book, and sometimes they will perfectly made. So distribute these books anywhere possible. It doesn't matter where it is. The same process. Dante nidhayatanakam padu. The book will say that you are rascal number 1, you set aside whatever land as it is. He sadhava sakalameva. You are very learned, but forget whatever. Or rascal. Tragedy. Tavatcha sovate murkha javat kinchin nabhat. A rascal fool is very beautifully dressed, very nice sitting. But his rascaldom will be disclosed as soon as he will speak. So these rascals, as soon as they speak, we shall surpass the laws of nature. And then we can understand what kind of rascal. Tavatcha sovate. By these words, we can take, rascal. I shall break the wall. I shall push the mountain with head. It is like that. If somebody is thinking that I shall push the Himalayan mountain by knocking my head, then you can understand. So, where it is, a rascal, the innocent, he is also rascal. But innocent is eager to become intelligent. So there we shall be. And the stubborn atheist, they are bishop. They cannot be corrected immediately unless they become ruined.